Hello everyone, I'm back with another video for you today. It's been a while. I've been going through some turbulent stuff. I had a breakup which left me a little bit shaken for the past several weeks. So I've been sort of dealing with the aftermath of that and getting through it. But I do really very much want to get back to the grind, get back to making videos for you all, playing Marvel Snap, competing in tournaments, all the rest of it. So gonna be trying to focus on that. Bear with me if I'm, a little late on uploading. Maybe I won't be super consistent, but I'm gonna try. I'm actually, for real, gonna try to be as consistent as possible. Anyway, with that being said, I have a super spicy deck for you today with the new card, Daken, which, I'm actually quite proud of this build. It's not the best deck ever, but it's so spicy, and there's some really awesome combos for it to pull off. But before we jump into that, I have a message from this channel's main sponsor, Brilliant.org. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you guys will know that Brilliant is a platform that I very much endorse. It is a low-pressure, interactive, easy to use, and just great, well, brilliant, shall we say, way to improve upon all of your STEM subjects, all of your knowledge and skills regarding the most important and very interesting subjects and topics that will come to equip you very well for the world and for your career and for life in general. There are a ton of courses to choose from. You can go at your own pace, of course. There's something there for everybody, whether it be probabilities, data science, that kind of thing, or maybe you're more interested in physics and understanding how the world works. There's very interesting topics such as what makes a password actually good, or understanding how recommendation algorithms work, understanding how algorithms in general work, and all these sort of processes that usually are going on behind the scenes. With Brilliant, you can get learning, deepen and broaden your knowledge, maybe impress a person or two with that newfound knowledge that you have. So as I've already mentioned, it's a very intuitive and easy to use platform. It's very low stress. You can do as much or as little as you want, and it's going to nudge you to keep improving yourself, but not at an annoying rate, as I know some other platforms tend to do. So if you'd like to use Brilliant yourself, get improving those STEM subject skills that are so important in life, I think, then make sure you use the link on screen, brilliant.org/FreddyBabes, and you will be getting yourself a nice free 30-day trial and also money off a premium account. So thanks a lot to Brilliant for sponsoring the video. Make sure you check it out if that's something that interests you, if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks again to Brilliant. Let's get back to the video. So with that being said, what do I have for you today? Well, Daken, new card, doubles whenever you get rid of this sword that he spawns into your hand, right? Whenever you discard it or destroy it. This deck, we are focused on discarding the sword. Now, Daken is sort of one of many win conditions in this deck. He's not the only way to win, but we have some really nasty combos that you can, in theory, pull off with him in this deck. I'll go through some of them now. So firstly, we have Daken on turn 3. We can play Absorbing Man, which, by the way, has been buffed to 5 power. I think Absorbing Man is pretty bloody insane at 5 power. There's so many things you can do with it in this deck as well. In particular, it's just a toolbox for you to, take whatever win condition you need at a particular point in time. So we can do Daken on turn 3, Absorbing Man turn 4, and get 2 swords into hand. That will make Daken get boosted up to 16, which is pretty decent, not too shabby, provided that we play the M.O.D.O.K at the end of the game or on turn 5. So that's some kind of line you can take, Absorbing Man, M.O.D.O.K, Chavez, or you can do Absorbing Man into Black Panther, M.O.D.O.K, or maybe you can, try to slot some other variation in there with that Absorbing Man on the Daken. But the better line for the Daken, which we want to be pulling off if we can, it's a bit obscure, it's a bit unorthodox. It's Daken on turn 3. It is then a ramp card on turn 4, so Psylocke, Electro, or Wave. And then you play your Arnim Zola on turn 5, copying Daken twice. That gives us 3 of the swords into the hand, making Daken a 32 power play once we slam that M.O.D.O.K onto the board. So this, you can kind of think of it like an alternative way to do a Black Panther, Arnim Zola, Odin combo. It's less mana heavy, so in some way it's easier to pull it off compared to Black Panther, Arnim Zola, Odin, although, you know, you can do that with Electro into Black Panther, into those two cards. So we basically got two ways to do this insanely strong 32 power in 2 location play. It's harder to pull off with the Daken, I'd say, because you need more combo pieces in a way. I mean, I don't know. Both are quite difficult to pull off, but when you get them, they're sort of just game-winning on their own, provided you don't face some disruption of some kind from the opponent. We can also throw in a Morbius on turn 2 in a lot of games to get extra value once we play that M.O.D.O.K. That can oftentimes end up being an 8 power, 10 power for 2, with the M.O.D.O.K coming down for 8. That gives you a further sort of 18 points on top of the Daken, which obviously is better than the Black Panther combo would typically be. So yeah, we've got this nutty combo available to us with that new card. But then, of course, we can do all sorts of normal shenanigans. We can do the Black Panther into turn 5, you know, into an Arnim Zola turn 6. We can play Black Panther. We can then Absorbing Man the Black Panther now is this thing you can do. You can then Odin the Absorbing Man, Odin the Black Panther. We can Odin basically, you know, all of the key cards here. We can even Odin Daken in some situations and finish with M.O.D.O.K. Yeah, there's a huge amount of versatility here. Leader is a key card as well. That card can really lock out the opponent in certain spots. And of course, you can play Absorbing Man on the leader. You can Odin the leader. So if you ramp that out early with something like a wave, then that can be really crushing and difficult for the opponent to deal with if they're not spamming the board with a lot of units. So yeah, there's a bunch of very fun and interesting combos here. The deck is incredibly greedy, so you can outpower even the most greediest decks like Destroy, you know, with Shuri or Nimrod and this kind of thing, with those Black Panther or Daken combos. So I'm a big fan of this. I think it's a very creatively built deck, if I do say so myself. I think it's very fun. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10, I would say. It's not the most strongest just because you can run into disruption like Shang-Chi or, you know, any kind of movement. Maybe Spider-Man and stuff can hurt your Arnim Zola. So, you know, you've got to be a bit wary of that. But definitely a very fun deck, very decent, and I think you can definitely win a lot of games with it. So, with that being said, let's jump into a conquest mode and see what we can do with it. Okay, let's get right in. So we've got Morbius, ooh, and Daken M.O.D.O.K. That's quite nice to start with. Can definitely be awkward having Morbius if you don't draw the M.O.D.O.K, since that's the only way to discard in this deck. I'm still not 100% sure if that's correct, or if you should run perhaps a different, you know, early game card. But okay, let's play this over here. So now we'd be looking for Arnim Zola and a ramp card, or perhaps an Absorbing Man to work with the Daken. Either of those would be quite nice. Ooh, Kiln is quite interesting. I feel like we've also got Wave, which we can play after Daken in order to play like a, you know, a 6-drop. Which is kind of interesting. We could even go Wave into, you know, a 6-drop into M.O.D.O.K into Chavez. All in all, pretty good options, I would say, that we have here. I think I will play Daken in the Kiln. I think that's going to be good for us, and then we can Wave as well. That should lock down that location. I'm going to go with the Snap. This should be quite good for me, I think. Just having that Morbius power already. Although it won't be huge, you know, it'll be fairly decent. We'll be able to hopefully win the Kiln pretty easily in this particular game. Okay, we've got Mr. Sinister popping out. Okoya. Okay. Not amazing for me, but not completely terrible either. I think I will still play the Wave. It can definitely end up being a bit awkward here. I'm probably going to have to lead her in the Rickety Bridge. But we'll go with the Wave now. Rickety Bridge makes things kind of awkward. They might even be able to win that location with a Wolverine or something, if they are, you know, a normal Destroy deck. Some of them even run Colossus, I guess, if they want to do Destroyer sort of shenanigans. And okay, we're going to get, of course, Nimrod coming in here, which is pretty interesting because we can leader that. We can leader that, although we won't get the Shuri buff with the leader, which is a little bit sad. I can probably play leader over here if I want, although it's not that amazing. quite interesting. We definitely do want to copy. Yeah, I think we're going to have to play M.O.D.O.K at the end, right? So I think we want to play the leader now. Copy one of those into the right location. We'll get another one in the left, and then we can finish up with M.O.D.O.K. M.O.D.O.K and the Shard middle, I guess? We'll see, we'll see. I think leader middle is okay. It's a shame we don't get the buff. It's a real shame. I'm not sure we're going to be able to win the right location, because presumably they're going to be able to destroy the Nimrod and just go crazy with it. Don't really have a good answer to that, do I? And they may end up winning the rickety bridge as well. I mean, I can M.O.D.O.K. We're getting a +10 and we're getting a further +4. So, you know, that's pretty good amount of points, but it's not going to be able to beat Nimrod if it does, you know, end up getting eaten here. So I think we do have to go for a retreat, unfortunately. Would have been nice, but yeah, they've got the greedier deck than us in some... Well, that's not even true, but the rickety bridge definitely is something that helps them and allows them to get, you know, an unfair amount of Nimrod value, so that's a bit of a shame. Perhaps I should have thought about that before snapping in that particular game, but seems like Nimrod at the moment is very popular, I guess because of the quest to... I think there was a quest to do something, you know, with him. Be winning games or whatever. We're going to have to play maybe a little bit more cautiously, maybe see whether or not they have Shuri, and if they do, I mean, we can definitely contest, you know, we can do things versus Shuri, particularly with this sort of a hand. I think I'll go Electro, Black Panther. Picking up the Raft, not that useful, to be fair, if we are playing that Electro, which, well, seems like I've done that, so, pretty interesting. I do want to play Black Panther. I'm sort of wondering whether we play it in the Raft or not. Probably not. I don't feel like they'll be able to get the Raft. They might be able to. But I do kind of want to split my strength up just... You know, I don't want to be overcommitted to that location. Okay, got Iron Lad coming in that copied an Arnim Zola. Okay, we know they have Arnim Zola for sure. It's a little scary. Particularly because if they Arnim Zola the Iron Lad, then that's going to be all sorts of crazy shenanigans, shall we put it that way. Okay, well, I could go for an Absorbing Man over here. 14 power. I could equally do it over here. I probably will want to finish with the M.O.D.O.K, of course. It's a pretty interesting spot, honestly. I don't think I want more power middle. It seems like that would be an overcommitment. So let's play the Absorbing Man over here. And Nimrod does come down. Okay, it's quite big. It's certainly quite big. I'm not sure we've got what it takes in this particular one either to win. You can definitely imagine they have double eat. They can also just play Arnim Zola, which is potentially a lot of power. Potentially is very scary. I do kind of want to just play the M.O.D.O.K. We get +8. +8. It might be enough. So if they go eat, they would get sort of +11 presumably over here. So we would be losing currently. They could do 16 here, so it's kind of a bit... It's kind of a bit sketchy if they go eat. I'm not sure there's any way I can beat that. It would require me playing a card over here. But yeah, as long as they eat into the middle, then I think we're losing. So I will go with another retreat. It's a big retreat shenanigans. I think I need a really nutty combo to actually win here, rather than just my regular stuff. So I think I'm going to need to just be a bit patient. Maybe get a nice leader play going or something like that to really get a win. Maybe the Lamentis could help us? Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe not. It does look like we will want to go with Morbius. M.O.D.O.K. Daken. Might be enough. We'll see what they've got. Destroy is definitely a deck that has a lot of potential. A lot of point output when you've got the Shuri and, you know, Nimrod and all of that. Maybe they missed those cards, though. Maybe they don't have those. Okay, Sakaar is not super ideal, to be honest, because it could even pull M.O.D.O.K. Kind of makes me not want to play the Daken. I think I kind of want to skip almost. Okay. Gonna get a retreat, so I guess they didn't find... Well, Destroy is a very synergistic deck, isn't it? So if they don't have what they need, then you can definitely beat it. Could have maybe gone with a Snap, although obviously now Snap wouldn't seem very worthwhile, wouldn't do a lot. Okay, get the Morbius down again. I mean, it's certainly a threat that the opponent has to consider, even if we don't draw into the M.O.D.O.K. Okay, Shuri's Lab, interesting. We've also got Arnim Zola. We don't have M.O.D.O.K, unfortunately. If we had M.O.D.O.K as well, that would be a really nice combo for us to go for here. I think I still will play Daken mid, even though there's obviously value in playing at Shuri's Lab, because you get that doubled strength. I am still interested in maybe going for this Arnim Zola on the Daken. But this should also be a pretty tough one for us to win, I feel like. Just because of the Shuri's Lab being a thing. Not the most ideal of locations. Okay, let's go with the Wave. I don't really want to play an X-Mansion. That might make Arnim Zola, if we do want to go with that, a slight issue. I would love to have a leader right now as well, to be fair. We could actually... although it seems like I don't even... The opponent has bloody initiative. This is just awful. Okay, we did draw M.O.D.O.K. I kind of wonder if there's a chance. I'm going to go for my Arnim Zola into M.O.D.O.K play then. Going to create two very large Dakens. It's a shame Shuri's Lab is a thing here, because that does give the opponent some chance. You know, it gives them a lot of extra power that they wouldn't normally have, which is certainly not super good for me. Okay, it's only Iron Lad. Only Iron Lad, it's not a Nimrod, so that's... Oh, it copied the Nimrod ability, okay. Okay, nice, nice, very nice deck, very nice deck. So 24 power coming at us. Now my Dakens, in fairness, are pretty huge. They are pretty damn huge. They're going to be 32 power each. So you kind of wonder, maybe I actually do have enough power to win here. 32 power, we assume they're going to eat twice. So the M.O.D.O.K, maybe I should play it over in the left. Is that even true? I don't know if this will be enough. 32, we also discard a bunch. So we get some extra power. I can't win the middle. I can't really ever win the middle. Because, yeah, I think this is the play. I'm not sure we're losing here. I'm actually gonna, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter whether we retreat or not. It's kind of the same difference. But yeah, I'm not doing the maths on whether or not this is enough. Pretty sure we're winning the right location. It's just whether or not we win the left. Actually, looks like we will. Oh no, we're not. Right, because the Venom gets the doubling. Right. Of course. Okay, we're taking some pretty big L's here. Forgot that the Venom also just goes Super Saiyan with Shuri's Lab, so that's a bit of a shame, but yeah, I got a little unfortunate there with the locations. Obviously we have a huge amount of power, but the Shuri's Lab really is destroy favored. Luckily we're sort of doing okay on the cube front. If we can make a few nice 4-cube games, I think we can actually get out of this with a win. It's certainly going to be a little difficult. Perhaps. I feel like I'm going to need a win here, so I'm going to go with a snap. I don't want to go down to 3 cubes. If we do that, we're probably doomed anyway. So I'm going to try to get some of the, you know, get some wins on the board here. Let's see what we can do. We can go Psylocke, Black Panther? No, that doesn't work. We can go, well, we've got District X being a thing, so that might be a way for us to win the game here. I could go for the Psylocke. I'm just going to hold it in case we want to discard it, maybe. So I'm going to go with the Wave next anyway. probably into leader. We might even Arnim Zola, Arnim Zola the leader. We'll see how that one goes. Ah, okay, my wave's been absolutely wrecked. That's a bit unfortunate. I guess I'll have to go with the Psylocke instead. I'll play that into... I should have played this right, I think. In terms of for priority for the leader, although I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters too much. We've got Black Panthers, got Arnim Zola, so that's kind of nice. We can go Black Panther, we can even go Claw. I think we should have a decent shot here. I'd love to be able to lead her right now, but I can't, unfortunately. I think I'll Black Panther middle now. And then I'll go with the Arnim Zola right, probably at the end. I think they're going to... Oh, interesting. White Queen, actually, to play. So it is very tempting for me to go with the leader here. Since we're ahead in 2 locations, that'll make it very difficult, I think, for the opponent to win. There's obviously risk involved with that, because they can play a destroy card. I don't really want to go with Arnim Zola. I could also just Claw. That'll put us to 13. To 13. I mean, it should be difficult for them to make the points. And to 14, 12. Yeah, I mean... So then we'd probably want to go with the Ghost here. I think this play should be the most likely to win, but let's see what happens. They are going to retreat. Okay. So we take a nice little 4-cube victory there. Managing the cube state very well here, despite... I mean, I had maybe one snap that was not super good. But I'm hoping we can make the comeback here, obviously. Had some losses. Deck's not going to win every time, that's for sure, against meta decks in particular. I could probably ease off of the snap here because... yeah, we don't necessarily need to do that. We've got Absorbing Man, we've got Psylocke, so we could go for a Psylocke into Absorbing Man play. I think I like it. Opens me up to play Black Panther if I draw into that. I could still just go with Electro if that's preferred. Which it honestly might be. Yeah, I think it's better. I could go Absorbing Man, but then, you know, we'd still have a turn 5 where we do nothing. I think I'd rather go Black Panther, Arnim Zola, Odin. The sort of nutty combo. We can also throw in the Absorbing Man to that equation, which I think I'm going to do. There's also the option of going with a Daken, to be fair, which, in some sense, might be more power. Okay, we've got leader. Not sure I want to play a leader right now, to be honest. I mean, they're going to have the big Shuri, but again, because the opponent's the one, you know, the priority is mine, makes things a little bit awkward. I could Absorbing Man Arnim Zola as well, which... You know, if we go Arnim Zola into Absorbing Man, Arnim Zola, that could be kind of a nutty play. And then I could go Odin onto that. It's kind of a shame I've not got much board space here. Kind of a shame. I need to do a little bit of calculating. I think we might have what it takes to win this game, in all honesty. These Black Panthers are huge. They really are huge. Yeah, I think Absorbing Man onto the Pantheruni here is pretty damn good. And then we could even lead her at the end, but I think again the Odin might just be the way. I'd love to be able to Absorbing Man and do the one in the middle, but I think that's not really happening. I'm gonna snap. I actually think we might have this in the bag, just because I have so much power, and I have maybe a leader I can deploy. I don't know if the leader's very good in this matchup. But the Absorbing Man's just so many points. I think it will be able to... It depends. If they have null, then we're probably just screwed, but it's just so much power, right? So very tempting to go for the Odin here. I'm assuming they're not going to be able to make the power that I have middle. Now I could play the leader if we anticipate a null, but I think that's too risky because they can, of course, you know, just do other things. So if we go Odin here, oh, this is going to get a little crazy. So Arnim Zola will fire. It can then, of course, take the Black Panther away and redeploy that for 60 strength in the left. Alternatively, it can take the Odin, deploy the Odin. It's just got to be good. I'm going to send this in. I think we'll be okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely have to see what happens. It's going to deploy the Odin. Okay, we get just the Odin bouncing back. Is this an infinite loop? Oh my goodness. Kind of had the potential to be. I suppose it was always going to eventually find the Black Panther. Okay, that's pretty huge. We've got Arnim Zola from the opponent. Oh my goodness. Okay, so lots of Nimrods, but I don't think that's going to be enough to beat my, you know, yeah, going to fast forward. But yeah, we've got enough power to outpower Destroy there. So yeah, my deck's very greedy. Shows if you have proper queue management, you know, even with a few retreats early, you can in fact win with this deck. So that was a pretty nice battle mode. Had a few unlucky games, a few, you know, slightly more fortunate, but I definitely think this deck, I mean, it's just very greedy. There are things that are going to get you, but it's a very fun one for me to play, and a very interesting build, I feel like. I did get to showcase the Daken combo, even though it wasn't quite enough to win that game as well, so very nice. Anyway, do subscribe as always for more videos, guys. Of course, I will be posting more videos, hopefully, over the next few days and weeks. So if you want more spicy decks, you know what to do. Anyway, have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.